Palestine, a prisoner exchange between Hamas and Israeli militias continues despite the tensions generated during these days of ceasefire. In Venezuela, the closing acts of the days in defense of Essequibo continue. The main authorities of the country participate in these rallies together with the people. Officials told reporters on Tuesday that Sierra Leonean authorities consider the clashes that caused 21 deaths in the capital Freetown on Sunday as a failed coup attempt. Hello, welcome to From the South. I'm Ana Rosabal from the teleSUR studios in Havana, Cuba. We begin with the news. 30 Palestinian prisoners arrived back in the West Bank late on Tuesday after being released by Israel on the fifth day of its temporary ceasefire with Hamas. Earlier in the day, Hamas released 12 hostages the group had been holding captive since October 7th. The exchange was part of an ongoing ceasefire between the warring sides and came as mediators met in Qatar to try to extend the ceasefire beyond Wednesday. A fragile truce between Israel and Hamas held for a fifth day Tuesday as international mediators in Qatar worked to extend it and more hostages were freed from Gaza. The latest swap of hostages for Palestinian prisoners held by Israel got underway Tuesday evening. Israel said 10 of its prisoners and 2 foreigners were freed, but Hamas had entered Egypt. Among those released on Tuesday, it is Ahmed Salima, a 14-year-old Palestinian who was welcomed by his family upon his arrival at his home in East Jerusalem annexed by Israel. It should be noted that the Zionist authorities harassed the Palestinian families and did not allow celebrations in Jerusalem. So the reunions in that city have taken place in private. In the Gaza Strip, Palestinian resistance brigades released a fifth group of Israelis within the framework of the extension of the truce agreed with Israel. The fifth group includes 10 Israeli hostages who were handed over to the International Red Cross before reaching the Rafah crossing to proceed with the transfer to Egypt and then to Israel. Today's operation brought to 60 the number of Israeli released under the ceasefire agreement, with 21 other hostages of various nationalities have been released in several negotiations since the beginning of the truce. On Tuesday, rescue crews recovered 160 bodies in the past 24 hours from under the rubble and streets in the Gaza Strip. WAFA correspondents in Gaza reported rescue crews have so far relied in a manual and primitive method to dig out the bodies, in light of the lack of machinery and equipment to remove the rubble. Non-final data indicated that about 6,500 missing persons are still under the rubble. Other fates is still unknown, including more than 4,700 children and women. Since the start of the temporary humanitarian truce on Friday, rescue and ambulance crews, as well as citizens, have been trying to recover as many bodies as possible with whatever capabilities they have. The fifth edition of the Forum for Job Opportunities concluded in Damascus with the participation of more than 120 companies from various fields of expertise, an event aimed at opening a work horizon for young Syrians suffering the aftermath of long years of war and a Western economic blockade. A correspondent in Damascus, Hisham Wanous, with the details.
The forum, sponsored by the Syrian Ministry of Social Affairs and Labor, sought to ensure job opportunities for all sectors of Syrian society, particularly for young graduates in various fields such as education, medicine, engineering, industry, chemistry, food, technology, insurance and shipping, among others.
This event saves us time and efforts and represents available help to young people, especially those who are beginners, who do not know where to go and have no contacts, so that in this venue they find various job opportunities and learn new things. They even have the opportunity to improve their professional skills in forums and events like this one.
Through this forum, we seek to guarantee the maximum number of job opportunities for recent graduates in order to include them in the labor market, as well as to help companies and enterprises to find specialized and active personnel for the available vacancies, in addition to guiding and helping young job seekers through qualification and training workshops that we develop in this forum.
The event provides a platform for direct contact between business owners and job applicants, a space that contributes to attracting cadres of different specialties in order to qualify and train them to be part of the revitalization of the economic activity and the process of recovery and reconstruction of the country.
Here we promote the culture of searching for a job and ways to improve the work skills of individuals so that they have a better chance to find a job in the current difficult economic circumstances that the country is going through, because we are in the post-war recovery phase and every person must develop their skills to find a job and go on in the new stages of their lives.
This forum is an opportunity for us to get to know the different companies up close and to be aware of all the job opportunities offered by these companies in the different fields, such as communication, press, education, and others, because all the participating companies are here to help us achieve our career aspirations.
Syria suffered great economic losses due to the terrorist war and the economic blockade imposed by foreign countries. In order to overcome the damage, the nation's authorities are relying mainly on the youth, who in forums like this consolidate their active participation as the driving force of the Syrian labor market.
Let's take a short break. Remember, you can join us on TikTok at teleSUR English. While you find news in different formats, new days, and more. Other studies coming up. Stay with us. Welcome back. In Venezuela, national authorities lead an act in defense of the Essequibo in the state of Zulia. An important event is being held at the Barral Theater in Maracaibo by the Venezuelan Vice President Desi Rodriguez, together with the governor of the state of Zulia, Manuel Rosales. During the event, Rosales condemned the silence maintained by the international community in the face of the actions carried out by the government of Guyana, which create a negative indication for the sovereignty of any nation.
That is why the consultative referendum was called, so that Venezuelan men and women could be heard on a matter of vital importance for the life of the Republic, such as our territorial integrity.
The Executive Vice President of Venezuela, Desi Rodriguez, assured that they have the responsibility of bequeathing the future generations the territory they received from the liberator Simón Bolívar.
If we have any responsibility here, it's not to leave our sons, our daughters, and our future generations a mutilated map. They must inherit the same territory that we inherited from our liberation father Simón Bolívar, and from whom today we give our life.
Venezuela is going to repulse again, this time to give the people the state in territorial dispute with Guyana over the Essequibo area. Here are some further details.
The Guyanese and Venezuelan media publish information about the controversy over the Essequibo almost every day. But what has happened in the last 2 years to put this issue in the priority agenda of both countries? Let's review this context on the vote next December 3rd. The claim of the Essequibo territory has been an historical demand for Venezuela. The debate has grown in the last years after the judicialization of Guyana in the International Court of Justice. In Venezuela, a social movement and actions of the parliament have been implemented, which resulted in the request of a consultative referendum to the electoral power to ask for actions for the defense of the Essequibo territory.
To carry out this referendum with all the people of Venezuela, that all the people of Venezuela participate in this new electoral party. And that from that 3rd of December, the only voice of Venezuela will come out saying and shooting the song of Venezuela is burned in the Essequibo.
The Venezuelan National Electoral Council approved 5 questions related to the rejection of international treaties and the actions taken by Guyana, as well as the endorsement of the actions and legal reasons of the Venezuelan state, and poses a 5th question of specific actions of the territory.
What the people are being asked to do then is not to decide whether it is ours or not. That is ours. What we are really asking for is their support or their decision in any case on policies to be carried out regarding this matter.
The electoral power has set the schedule for the process, which includes audit, electoral campaign, simulation, and electoral event until the voting. More than 20 million people are able to vote, and the campaign begins on Monday, November 6. The governing party announced 335 rallies throughout the country, one for each municipality, calling for the approval of the referendum.
We will lend a hand to those who support the Venezuelan opposition as long as they are partial for Venezuela. We will lend a hand to those who think different or those who do not want to get involved in politics. This is not a matter of politics. It is a matter of life or death. It is a matter of self-respect or strength or sovereignty.
The referendum has triggered many reactions from the President of Guyana, the United States, and other regional multilateral organizations. For Venezuela, it is a peaceful way to ratify its right over the territory.
teleSUR, Caracas, Venezuela.
The leadership from the U.S. Army for Security Force seized some brigades and the Guyana Defense Force met November 27th and the 28th in Guyana. In an official statement, the U.S. Embassy in Georgetown said the U.S. and Guyana Defense Forces discussed upcoming engagement to include strategic planning sessions and processes to enhance both countries' military readiness and capabilities to respond to security threats. Adding that since 2022, the ESFAB has conducted several joint training exercises with the GDF to strengthen their capacity and capability and the tactical and operational levels. The ESFAB advisor stated that we are thankful for the opportunity to train with the GDF as our partners and friends, and they are looking forward to deepening the partnership in the weeks and months to come. GDF Lieutenant Colonel Andy Pompey said, as we witness the positive outcomes of this training, we are confident that the benefits will be enduring, impacting not only our forces' operational capabilities, but also the professional growth of individual members. In Honduras, 2 years after the democratic triumph of Xiomara Castro, the first woman to win the presidential election, Castro was a candidate for the Liberty and Reformation Party in 2013, 2017, and ran for 2021. Having already 12 years and 7 months fighting the streets together with her fellow citizens, after 2 electoral frauds that left dozens of civilians killed by police repression during the demonstrations in rejection of the results, Castro rose about 60% in the 2021 elections, becoming the first woman to hold the post of president of the Central American nation. During her administration, the head of the state increased 40% of her budget for the fight against poverty and hunger, put the state's finances in order, dissolved most of the rich contracts with the financial sector. We have a second show break coming up, but before we invite you to join our WhatsApp community for an English-speaking audience, you can scan the QR code on screen to join directly and ensure the link to reach more people. Constant news coverage of Latin America and the Caribbean, as well as the rest of the world. Stay connected and informed with teleSUR. Final show break, don't go away. Welcome back. Officials and reporters on Tuesday that the Sierra Leone authorities are treating the clashes that left 21 people dead in the capital of Freetown on Sunday as a failed coup attempt. Police Commissioner William Faya said that we have opened an investigation into a failed coup attempt. He also added that a group of people tried to overthrow the current government using force. Police Commissioner also stated that they are continuing to hunt down those who have attempted to overthrow illegitimate authorities by force. Information Minister Chernobyl said alongside him that the events left 21 people dead, including 14 soldiers and 3 assailants. He said 13 soldiers and 1 civilian suspected of involvement in the attempt are in custody.
Attempted coup. They don't determine, say, the threshold where they look at all the details when they get now as the investigation they consider that in fact the intention of the people here now before illegally subvert and overthrow the democratically elected government. Forces officers then they lost their life, 14 ISLAF, 1 police officer, 1 correctional officer, and among the assailants then, we can confirm, say, 3 of them broke
into the Ultra Force barracks. They attack positions like concrete, and then of course, then end up for break the maximum security center, and in the process of
In Burkina Faso, hundreds of rebels were killed as they tried to seize a town in northern parts of the country in one of the largest clashes in recent years in the West African nation. According to state media, more than 3,000 fighters tried to take control of the Djibo town near Mali's border on Sunday. The rebels reportedly launched a massive attack on the town from various fronts as they tried to seize it during an hours-long assault, which also targeted a military camp. It was not immediately clear how many civilians or security forces were killed. Approximately half of Burkina Faso is inside government control. The landlocked country has been ravaged by rebel attacks that have killed thousands and displaced more than 2 million people, further threatening the stability of the country that had 2 coups last year. In South Africa, at least 11 people have been reported dead and another 35 injured at a platinum mine accident. A spokesman from the mining company Impala Platinum said the incident took place shortly before 5 p.m. local time on Monday at its mine in Brownstonburg, northwest of Johannesburg, when the elevator carrying 86 employees to the surface unexpectedly started descending at a height of 200 meters. According to the company's official, the left rapid descent was stopped by the conveyance counterweights becoming trapped by the jack catches. Impala Platinum CEO Nicole Muller informed that all support is being provided to the victim families and to the injured miners. Russian President Vladimir Putin took part in the World Russian People Council organized by the Russian Orthodox Church via video link on Tuesday.
They again started the same old song, saying that Russia is a prison of nations. And the Russians themselves are a people of slaves. We have heard this many times over the centuries. We even heard that Russia, as it turns out, needs to be decolonized today. But in fact, what they really need is to dismember and plunder Russia. If it can be done by force, then you need to spread discord. I want to emphasize that we regard any outside intervention, provocation with the aim of causing inter-ethnic or inter-regional religious conflicts as aggressive actions against our country, as an attempt to once again challenge Russia with terrorism and extremism as a tool to fight us, and we will react accordingly.
In St. Lucia, youth development is a priority for the government. Thanks to the effectiveness of some of its measures, young people are showing interest in taking part in parliamentarians and roles, which in turn contributes positively to the nation's future development plans. Let's watch the details in the following report from NBC TV, a television network based in Casper, St. Lucia.
Development stands out as one of the most crucial sectors for sustainability and the nation's future development plans. Prime Minister Pierre, overseeing the youth economy, shared that the agency is witnessing a surge in applicants. Expectations are high for increased support to youth entrepreneurs, with plans to expand their products into loan offerings in the near future. This proactive approach not only keeps the youth engaged, but also promotes sustainability, fostering longevity in the entrepreneurial sectors of St. Lucia.
The youth economy is actually doing very, very well, extremely well. It's something that is growing. Young people are becoming more interested. And you can see by the interest young people are showing in the government. It's clear, the inquiries, if you look at their website, you'll see the inquiry. People are, more and more young people are getting involved in wanting to get some form of economic activity. More and more small businesses. It is clear.
Prime Minister Pierre emphasized that more young people are actively participating in parliamentary and Senate roles. The increasing presence of youth as delegates, filling positions once held by those in their golden years, signifies a promising trend for economic development in the nation.
We had an open session, I've never seen more young people at an open session like that, and I've been in politics for a while. We had a massive open session. There were young people there. That was more striking. If you look at our delegates are becoming younger and younger. I mean, when I started in politics, our delegates, the average age used to be over 60, over 65. These people now, they are still supporting the party, but the delegates are getting younger and younger. And that is very, very inspiring to me.
The visible surge in youth involvement in politics and St. Lucia's economic development attests to the effectiveness of various government policies. Recognizing that the future is now, the government is strategically investing time to ensure a significant and positive impact. With the ongoing growth in the youth economy, expectations are high for the development of additional programs spanning various sectors.
We have come to the end of this brief, but before saying goodbye, we want to thank our Caribbean audience, especially the audience of Trinidad and Tobago. We are pleased to share our newscasts and contribute to provide an alternative news source of the latest world events. You can find these and many other stories on our website at telesurenglish.net and join us on social media, Facebook, X, Instagram, Telegram, and TikTok. For Telesur English, I'm Anne Razabal. Thank you for watching.